Yesterday, news came out that Jared Kushner lost his top secret security clearance, possibly because he's doing business with foreign countries that were trying to manipulate him. Then this morning, Trump got into a Twitter fight with his attorney general. Then just this afternoon, one of his closest and longest-standing advisors, Communications Director Hope Hicks, suddenly announced her resignation. Yeah, and this last piece of news was really shocking. Trump had a communications director? And that's the problem with trying to keep up with this administration. There are so many characters dominating the headlines that we sometimes lose track of what's going on with the quieter ones, you know? It's like in Game of Thrones, where someone pops up and you're like, oh yeah, that guy. You're like, what was his story again? He's looking for a tree or something? What is that? Yeah, and the guy searching for the tree in the Trump administration is Dr. Ben Carson, Secretary of Housing and Urban Development and real-life Zootopia sloth. When he took over at HUD, he had no relevant experience and one big goal: saving taxpayer money.
There is a tremendous amount of waste that's going on. We're finding that waste.
Like Carson says, when another federal agency was getting rid of its old computers and by rules had to destroy them, a loss of $750,000. Carson says HUD wanted them, but bureaucracy was getting in the way.
Lawyers came in and said, no, you can't really give that to this agency because of rule number 671. And this, what a bunch of crap.
Watch your mouth, boy. But look at that, reusing old computers. That's great for taxpayers. Yeah, I mean, sucks for the people who work at HUD, you know, because he basically did that thing every kid hated, you know, where you thought you were going to get fresh new kicks, and then your mom was like, great news! Your cousin Jimmy is getting rid of his sneakers! And it's perfect because he's almost your size! And if you think, oh, he's just saving money inside the department so he can spend more of it on the needy people that HUD serves. No. Frugality is a way of life for Ben Carson. Everyone's got to tighten their belts.
Earlier this month, Carson said public housing should not be, quote, too comfortable because it will make people say, I'll just stay here. They will take care of me.
That is extreme. He wants to help people, but he still wants to keep them a little miserable. Yeah, just so they stay sharp. I wonder if he applied this philosophy to his brain surgery career. He's like, I only removed part of your tumor. I want to keep your brain on its toes. Also, I put some toes in there. Now, you may disagree with Ben Carson's view, but you have to admire a man who's so consistently committed to saving money. Like, you have to admire that, unless it's all bullshit.
A whistleblower at the Department of Housing and Urban Development is sounding off. An ex-staffer says she was demoted after refusing to spend more than the legal $5,000 limit to redecorate Secretary Ben Carson's new office.
She says that the pressure continued for her to, again, quote, find the money, find a way around this legal cap of spending only $5,000 for redecorating the office. She says her supervisor told her, quote, $5,000 will not even buy a decent chair.
Wait, what? Does Ben Carson think a good chair costs $5,000? This guy would be the worst Price is Right contestant. How much for this can of beans? My guess is $3 million. Wait, that's the wrong answer. $4 million. No, you're getting it wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. What is $4 million? Seriously, you can't get a good chair for less than $5,000, really? You realize you can get a sex chair off of Amazon that will literally sodomize you, and it's $49.99 with free shipping. That's real. You can go buy it. You can go buy it right now. And now, yesterday morning, when this news broke, Carson's people denied that he was out there buying gold-plated chairs. And that was cool for a few hours until this came out.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development is under scrutiny, and rightly so. 31 grand of your money on a new dining room set for the Secretary, Ben Carson.
The New York Times reports HUD spent $31,000 on a new dining set for Secretary Ben Carson's office as cuts were being planned for programs to the homeless and elderly and poor. Ben Carson says he didn't know the table was purchased, but does not intend to return it.
You know, there are times when I doubt Ben Carson's blackness, but then something like this happens and I'm like, yeah, that's my dude.